Okay guys, so I'll put timestamps in the description and comments for the different parts of this video. Firstly, what you'll need is this site ready, the Crystal Clear Injector website. Then of course you'll need a copy of the ROM hack itself and your emulator to play it. I'd also recommend getting into the game's Discord server, which can be accessed by visiting this website, shockslayer.com. You'll find a lot more information there in general and a lot more resources as well. I'd also recommend getting a photo editing software, maybe Photoshop if you can afford it, or I know Paint.net is something a lot of people use, and I think it's free, and it can be appropriate for something that you're going to need to do, or that you might want to do for the character sprites. Now, starting with the starter injector, first, of course, you need to be on the Crystal Clear Injector website. You go over here to this little drop-down menu, then you go to the little spot that has like a pet dog. Click on it, and basically you don't even need to watch the rest of this video because they do a really good job at explaining what you need to do. It's really straightforward. You click on this and you put in your Crystal Clear ROM file, and yeah, you just put it in, and it has all the 251 Gen 2 Pokemon here listed in alphabetical order. So I don't know, what's a really obscure random Pokemon? I guess actually most people would want to put in legendaries, right? Maybe, I don't know. And then here's the item that you can choose to put on your Pokemon. If not, you can just, if you don't want to start off with an item, then you can just put in the default no item, or scroll all the way up, it's going to be there. So just for the sake of this example, I'll put bright powder. Why not? For this part, there's you can edit what moves your injected starter can start off with. So like the other options, all the moves are listed in alphabetical order, so you can look through that. One thing to note is that you can actually start off with like all the, or not all, 4 HMs, because hidden moves, the field moves, are not restricted by badges. So say you can start off with surf or waterfall, and that way you can get around like an island or something. So yeah, you don't need to restrict yourself in any way. But say you want to do the autofill moves, you click that, you swipe it for toggled on. And something I've noticed, I tested this on a Blastoise, a Celebi, and a Dragonite. All of them started off with the move Cut. All of them had a status move. So I think Blastoise had Withdrawal, Celebi had Recover, Dragonite had Thunder Wave, I think. Then they all had like a move that was related to their typing. So Blastoise had Bubble, Celebi had Confusion, I think, and Dragonite had Twister. So I think autofill moves does not mean randomized moves. It means they would start off with moves that would make sense with them. So moving on here to randomized DVs, you can edit what your DVs, the DVs that your injected starter can start off with. I think the only reason why you wouldn't put randomize on is if you want to edit the DVs to get a shiny, since in Gen 2 shininess was dependent on what the DVs of the Pokemon were. So just in case, if you don't know what DVs to go after, it was to make your Pokemon shiny, you need 10 in special, 10 in speed, 10 in defense, and in attack it can either be 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 11, 14, or 15. So I'll put mine at 2, and yeah, this will get you a shiny, or make your injected starter be a shiny. And once you've set everything up the way you want to, it's really simple. You click on inject, and right, then you just press download, and yeah. Alright, and once you load up your new ROM file, you just go as you would normally. So I'm just gonna turbo through this because right now I'm trying to showcase the starter. So just speed run through this, doesn't matter. And once you reach this part, the part where you can choose from the 30 starters that you're offered at the beginning, instead of actually choosing one, you press select. Whatever key that's listed as select on your keyboard, you press it. You should hear that. And then there we go, there's the Entei. And you catch it like usual. So I'm just gonna turbo through this. Alright, and there we go. As you can see, the DVs are exactly how we entered them in the Sprite Injector, in the starter injector. You can name it whatever you want. And let's go check out its moves and the item. Oh wait, actually, I put in autofill moves, right? So let's see what it starts off with. Ice Beam, Surf, Cut, and Leer. Alright, I don't know how it decides what moves it starts off with, but there's Cut again. And there's the Bright Powder. And so yeah, and it's shiny. So exactly how we entered it in. For this part, I'll try to show how to get a customized sprite into the game. Firstly, I think it would be extremely helpful to consult the Discord server for this in the custom sprites channel. If you check the pinned messages there, you can check what other people in the community have made and posted for the customized sprites. And there's a lot of creative and funny stuff in there. You won't be disappointed. You can also find templates that you would need to make your own, which is why I said you might need a photo editing software like Paint.net or Photoshop, and also I guess I didn't mention this, but pixel art skills. I'll just be I'll just be showing how to insert these and how to change your customized sprite after you already started a save file. Now starting off once again at the Crystal Clear Injector website, you go over here to this drop down and you go to the guy T-posing character injector, and it's not as clear, I guess, because of how complicated the template can be for people who are unfamiliar with it, but it is still kind of straightforward. You just if you have your template already, go over here, you insert your ROM, so you go like that, and if you don't use the template, which I wouldn't suggest you doing, you would have to insert the different sprites individually, so it'd be more difficult. So just use the template. This is where you insert your name. So I'm going to be using a Mario sprite. It's made by well, I'll credit a guy in the video. I forgot his name, but yeah. And then you click on this for the character sprite. Click on the picture, the PNG, and the flippable hair refers to how it all depends on what character the sprite is, but like it's an additional animation basically. I'm gonna toggle that off, and like the starter, you just press inject and download. So after you take your injected ROM file and you boot it up in your emulator, you start it up, and for this example I'll be starting off in Goldenrod, and this is important for what I'll be showing later. There's a specific area in Goldenrod City in the basement of the giant department store that you can use to edit the sprite that you're using. So I'll get to that later though, so let's just start there. And the character customization screen that you start off with right here is where you can see your injected sprite. So if I press on model and I go to the left, there's Mario, and or whatever injected sprite you use. So let's just press Mario. You can change the gender too, and the gender might, like, I think the only role gender has in this game is what your final boss is on Mount Silver. So if you want to change that for whatever reason, you can change the color too, so I can be Luigi if I want. Yeah, so let's just save this and turbo through the rest of this. Alright, and here I am, I'm Luigi. But let's say I get my 8 badges or something, I play through the game, I play through my save file, and all of a sudden I don't like using this sprite. If I go over here, right here to this Pokemart, I go to this elevator, over to the bottom floor, and in this place right here, there's this really ominous music, I guess, or not really ominous, or elevator music or something. You have to go to this computer. Oops, no, you have to interact with the keyboard, and you have to say you want to change yourself, press yes, and you can change anything from the color to the model itself that you're using. So say I want to be red, and gender, I'll be female. Alright, then you go save. Right, and yeah, actually I turbo through it, but basically you go over here and then it changes you, and now I'm a Pokemon trainer now. But now the issue that I was trying to say before was how maybe you want a different customized sprite, which is a different problem, which I'll go through right now. Make sure though that you save your game though when you close out on your emulator. And yeah, close it. Okay, so now you have to go back to the crystal clear character sprite injector, and now I want to change my customized sprite from Mario to another sprite that is the Invisible Man, which again I'll show a screenshot of the creator of it. Lots of hard work went into this one, and it's really good for I'm pretty sure he mentions it in the channel that it could be useful or cool to do in speedruns. So now you go to your crystal clear ROM, to this option right here, and you click on the one that you were just on. Or actually I'm not sure if it even matters which one you need. So we'll just go on whichever. We'll go on this one, Invisible, and yeah, I guess that's a good way to show that there's a 7-character limit. Male, doesn't matter. And sprite, let's put that in. Inject. We're gonna download this. Alright, so we have it downloaded now, and the file name is crystal_clear3. Alright, that's important to remember, because so it's this file right here that we just got injected with the new sprite, and our save file is called crystal clear 2 because that was the name of our old ROM file. To make sure that the save file changes over, you have to make sure that the name of the file is the same. It's corresponding with the new ROM. So if I change it to 3, the save file will now correspond with this ROM. So I just changed it. Now to prove it, this ROM file should have, if I didn't change the save file, it should start off from brand new. But now, if I show it, let's turbo through this, continue game, and I'm in the basement floor again. So now, just to show that it all works, it all comes together, you go here, click on model, go to the left, and yeah, there's the Invisible Man. There I am, or there I'm not, I guess. And yeah, that's how you use the character and starter sprite injector in Pokemon Crystal Clear.